I think we all know that stocks don't go straight up. They correct, they pull back, whatever word you want to call it. So the question is, if stock is going up and we have confidence it's going to be a major part of our future, let's use Nvidia as an example, or Palantir, or maybe even Supermicro Computer. If we know they're going to benefit from this transition into artificial intelligence, and then the steps beyond that, if we know they are going to be the major players, then how do we predict when they do pull back? How much are they going to pull back, and where are they going to pull back to? Well, the pullback is engineered by people, and people are predictable. So if you can look and create patterns that say, over the past history, when this stock, and use Nvidia as an example, runs up substantially, how much does human being influence pull it back before they go back in? You've got to know that there's some manipulation going on there. You've got to know that the big buyers, the institutions, recognize we can't let this stock just go straight up. We got to every once in a while pull it back so we can enhance our gains in the future. So with that being said, how do you predict human behavior? Well, you look at past actions, and through past actions, you can give some predictability. How do you do that? You use charts. What I want to do is take you to my computer and show you how I put the predictability into my 39 stocks that I track on my cheat sheet to say, this is what they're selling for today. They've run up. They're going to pull back. What is that buy-in price? And if we can do that, we can enhance our growth, or the growth of our portfolio. There is no question. Nvidia, Supermicro, Palantir, Vertiv, Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they're going up. But before they go up, they'll come down. Where do we buy in? Let me share with you how I predict for my portfolio where the buy-in price is. This is a weekly chart of Nvidia. You see the W there. It's on TradingViews. If you aren't using TradingViews and you want to get into charting, I'd highly recommend it. I'll put a discount offer in the description if you want to take advantage of it. What I want to do is use what they call Fibonacci retracement. I go up here and I click this, and that gives me fib retracement. And what it does is it gives me the opportunity to enter a period of time that I want to trace the growth of the stock. And here I've chosen December of 2022 up through August of 2023. Nvidia had a run up, and then it had a correction. And what I'm trying to do is to say, when human beings decide they want to pull the stock down to gain some better buy-in places for the future growth of the stock, how far do they bring it down? And this shows you here, the Fibonacci says that historically in all stocks, it will come down between 50% and 78.6%. And what we find with Nvidia is it doesn't come down that much. Here you can see it ran up from a price of $12.88, this is under the split price, to roughly $49, $50. And then it came back, and it came down to $37. From 50, it came down to about 40. So that's a 20% reduction, okay? So then we say the next run-up, it went from the 40 to 50 to 95, almost 100, and then it came back and it came down from 100 to 75. That's somewhere again between a 20 and a 25% retracement, seeing a pattern. Now we went from 75 up to 140, and now if we say the 140 times 80, what is our 140 times 0.8, which would be a 20%, we would come down to 112. That would put it right about there. Okay, so that is with my prediction. If you go to my cheat sheet, you'll see that's where I'm looking for it to come down to 112, where I can buy back in or add to my position in this case, because I think it's going to follow this trend line and it's just going to go back up again. It based on past history, it's probably going to go from 75 to that's almost a 50% increase. So it will probably go from its 112 to 224. Okay, I'm good with that. How about you? So that's how I use trading views and Fibonacci retracements to come up with where I think my buy-in price is. Now, you can't say all stocks will follow the same pattern as Nvidia. So you've got to go to the other stocks to see what their pattern is. Let's do that. Now, this is Supermicro. Here I started tracing it back in April of 2023. So it came down from roughly 365 to about 330. That's about a 40% retracement. You see, this is our 50. It's about a 40% retracement. Then it came and it went from 216 all the way up to 1,225. And we had a retracement, as we see here. And again, it comes down to about the 45% mark. This being the 50, it actually did break the 50. So that gives us some indication that when Supermacro corrects, it's going to be somewhere between 45 and 50%. Now, the next move went on April of 2024 through May of 2024, and it retraced. And as you can see, it actually came down to about below 50, about a 60% retracement. And then it took off. Actually, it came down almost to 75, and then it went back up from 741 to 995, and it's in its retracement now. Now, it got as low as 811, which would qualify for our retracement level, and now it looks like it's tending to go up. So what I will do is I will say, I may have missed the buy-in opportunity at 811, but if it continues, if it comes down again, I know that I can buy it somewhere around $8 or $810 again, or it will go back up and then come down for a 40% retracement. So it has created a history that as it goes up, it retraces itself about 40%. Let's look at another one. Now let's take a look at Palantir. Again, Palantir, as you can see, started its move up back in December of 22 when it went up from $6.12 to $10.60. So that's about a 40% gain. And then it gave back most of that gain from $10 down again to $7. So that's about a 30% drop in its price. Then it went from $7 up to about 17, and then it gave back to about 13. That's about a 25% drop. And then it went up from 13 to almost 20, and then it came back down to 13. So that's about a 35% drop. So we're seeing a pattern being formed here by Palantir. So if we go back, if we just look at eyeballing, this is your Fibonacci of 50 and 70. It gives almost everything back that it gains historically. Again, ran all the way up, came all the way back down. Ran all the way up, came almost all the way back down. Ran up, came even all the way down. Ran up, and now I would say it looks like it's on a pattern that from where it's at now at $25.20 23 cents. It's probably going to come down to somewhere around 22.34. So that's where I'll put my buy-in price on Palantir, because I think its overall trajectory is that it's going to grow by 70% a year. But it's going to give us opportunities to buy in. So this is how I use technology. The technology that is provided to me from TradingViews, that I can have the same advantage that a Goldman Sachs analyst does in understanding the patterns of individual stocks. And that's how I spend my days, and that's how analysts spend their days. They don't look at the whole stock market. They don't pay a whole lot of attention to Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen and the talking heads on the various TV stations. They look at what is Wall Street doing, how are they doing it on an individual stock basis, and how can we take advantage of it. So I'm looking to buy in to Palantir around $22.34. So that's how I build my cheat sheet. That's how every stock analyst builds their cheat sheet. And they add to that the fundamentals, the financials, to determine, is the company in a strong financial position? Are their earnings growing at a rate greater than 20%? Are their profits growing at a rate greater than 20%? And then they share that information. They get paid an average of about $160,000 a year. The top ones will make $500,000 a year. And that's what I choose to do. I choose to spend my time analyzing the information for my benefit, because I want to improve my portfolio. I want to make it grow. And I've taught myself how to do it. And so I suggest, if this is something that appeals to you, read some books on it and learn how to do it and become a stock analyst, or hook yourself up if you've got several $1 million with people like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan, and let them do the work for you. Or I'd be happy to share my cheat sheet with you. Right now, I'm actually doing it for free. We've got a 14-day trial, and after 14 days, if you like it, you stay with it, and I'll hit your credit card for $60 a month. That'll, if I get enough, I'll get up there with some of the best in the business. But I want to share my knowledge with you, and I want you to understand this information is available to you. It didn't used to be, but the data is available, and it's going to become even more available. And they're going to interject artificial intelligence with it. I have a conversation scheduled for this afternoon with the people at Dell. I'm going to talk to some of their engineers. I'm going to tell them what I would like them to build a AI machine for me, to do some of this work for me, and to create me a bot that will go out and find all the information on Nvidia and Palantir and Supermicro and analyze it for me, and then allow me to have a conversation with them so I can be better educated. And then I can share that information with my subscribers and my followers. We're building a tribe. I'm anxious to help you learn how to invest so that you can have a better life. That's what it's all about. I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor, and I want to make your life better.